Hello, everyone, and welcome to my freak show. Finally, finally, we got information regarding season 11 of AHS, and it is now time to theorize. It is now time to make theory videos aplenty. It is now time to speculate and have a great time thinking about season 11 finally, even though we only have like a few weeks to go. Okay, hello everyone. I am so happy that all of you are here. I would like to say hello to Blaze. Blaze, it is always so great to see you. Always watching and here. Thank you so much for your dedication. What's up, Cheshire Wolf 420? Great to have you. Adam Kidd, as always, so glad to have you. Thank you, White Bear Productions, for as always being here. Um, also, I always say oat lover, but then I realize that I'm wrong. But thank you, lover 32. Zach, that guy, I am so glad to see you. Hello, Chase Dyer. I miss you, darling. I hope that the move has gone well for you and you've had a good adjustment. Hello, Chesco. It is great to have you as well. I do agree. Story was not really so great this year, but it was certainly better than last year. So, in that sense, I don't agree with you. However, I agree with you. I hope that makes sense. Tyler Rayte, so great to have you too. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Raiders World is saying hello to all of my mother's people. All right, so let me go on ahead and a very special shout out to my mother who is watching right now. Hey, mom, it is so good to see you. Look at my horror movie collection back here. This is nothing. All my Blu-ray horror movies. I absolutely love them. No name though. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Jared, as usual, so glad to have you. And Miss Attackins, yes, you finally get to watch. All right, so let's go on ahead and let's talk about season 11. And let me go on ahead and do a little screen share for you guys in case you did not understand what I am talking about. All right, right now we are on AHS Twitter, and I have to say thank you very much to AHS, which is at AHS underscore source, who I am using right now. I do follow them, and I'm not unfollowing them. I hate it when it does that, but please know that, yeah, it has absolutely been confirmed. American Horror Story New York City takes place in the late 1970s in New York City and centers around a group of LGBTQ individuals targeted by a serial. YouTube hates this word, so I'm not going to say it because they blocked my last video that I did in a theory regarding this topic. So I'm not going to say it. It also covers other themes, including the AIDS crisis, the New York City blackout, and famous NYC serial eaters, which I'm going to go on ahead just sadly on my channel and call them serial eaters. Because when I was a kid, when I would hear the term serial, you know, rah, I always thought, why would somebody go around and murder a bunch of cereal? What did Chex do? What did Lucky Charms do? And so it took me obviously a little while to understand of what it truly was. So, due to that mistake that I made as a child, we're going to go ahead and call these cereal eaters. Due to the fact that YouTube will strike me down as fast as possible. So, I also want to show you guys here is another scene right here. Here is another piece of art that's been given to us, which, yeah, I think it's funny too that Jeffrey Dahmer right now is trending on Twitter. But yeah, I mean, this actually looks, I don't know, it looks pretty awesome. It looks heavy metal, so to speak, yet with like hotel vibes. So, okay, now let's go back to me. Okay. Wow. I I am so excited. Okay, at first when I saw New York City to be the title, my first reaction was sorry. Yes, because I love Basket Case. This is one of my favorite horror movies. My dad showed it to me when I was a kid. And most importantly, he would tell me too about old New York that this movie was filmed in. And that's what I really love when I watch this movie, is that you really do get a taste of late 70s, early 80s New York when you watch this. There's a lot of movies out there that you get the same feel of when you watch certain movies or when you watch certain documentaries. And I just think it's absolutely fascinating. New York in the 70s and 80s. I mean, it was just wow. It was there's so much, especially let's just go over very quickly, guys, if you're thinking, what is the New York City blackout? It is the New York City blackout of 1977. Basically, what happened is for like a day or so, I'm not sure exactly how long it happened. It went from July 13th to the 14th in 1977, so I don't know exactly how many hours it happened, but everybody lost their minds when New York blacked out that night. I mean, literally, they lost their minds. And they did things that definitely belong in American Horror Story. So, absolutely, that debauchery sounds great for the show to highlight. I absolutely think that would be something great for them to highlight. Of course, the AIDS epidemic. I mean, my God, it really hit hard too in New York. And as we saw very much with Pose, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could go into it without crying, but I really do like the fact that they are going to touch in on the crisis that was going on in that time. So really quickly, let's talk about the top 5 serial eaters and that are most famous in New York that could possibly the show could highlight. And don't worry, guys, I will absolutely make a video theorizing this, but I will be calling them serial eaters. Because when AHS 1984, when I was theorizing who they could be modeling the season after, they totally blocked my video because I talked about a certain serial guy. So yeah, it's just YouTube has definitely gotten very strict on when it comes to things with true crime and things of that nature. So I just want to be able to give you guys these videos, but yet somewhat conform to their rules. So, okay, number one, let's go on ahead and let's talk about Lizzie Halliday. Lizzie Halliday is she was married to like 5 different men. 2 of her husbands died within a few years of their marriage. So a lot of people think that she was definitely a black widow, excuse me, a black widow. And in 19 she was actually charged with 3 of the murders, and in 1984 she was the first woman to sit in the electric chair and not have anything happen because she was declared insane and sent to a medical or to a mental institution, which was so weird. She took lives of people while she was there. So anyway, she died in 1918. She is absolutely a serial eater that could definitely be covered. One that you guys are absolutely going to um, identify whenever I say this next one is Joel Rifkin. And if you've ever seen the Seinfeld episode, you're probably either you identify with it or you're like, what the heck is so bad about Elaine dating a guy whose name was Joel Rifkin? Okay, so this Joel Rifkin was a serial eater and he was from Long Island, I think East Meadow, I think. Anyway, he was an unemployed landscaper, and he was arrested in 1993 and found guilty of stealing the serial lives of 17 women in a 4-year span. I mean, that was significant. So anyway, he took the cereal boxes apart, so to speak, sadly. And yeah, he was just a really big, well known guy in New York. So another serial eater is Robert Schulman. I don't really know too much about Robert Schulman, but he sadly is a Hicksville native. and he was convicted of killing 5 female serial eaters that would sell their goods at night. Hopefully, my code is resonating. And he did this in the 90s, like in the early 90s. And it was absolutely terrifying. New York was actually, um, I get a lot of fear. And I think he was, and I'm only laughing about this because I think, I'm not positive that Joel Rifkin's conviction made New York reinstate the death penalty. So just because of how awful he was, but I don't think it worked. So anyway, he died recently in like 2006. So he is another person that they could absolutely highlight. And another one, let's move on to another serial eater and one person that's hugely known. However, we don't know who it is, and that is the Long Island serial eater. Again, guys, please excuse the metaphors. I truly mean absolutely no disrespect to these crimes or to the victims. I just don't want YouTube to start blocking my videos again like they used to, because I speak the truth when I speak true crime. So, yes, absolutely. As many as 10 people have been found between 2010 and 2011. Like at least like 10 people have been found deceased, and they don't know who this person is killing these women. So, finally, one of the last infamous serial eaters in New York is David Berkowitz, who was the son of Sam. And if you guys haven't watched the Netflix documentary, I know we all resort to the Netflix documentary, but the Son of Sam Netflix documentary by Josh Zeman, I believe that's his last name. He did a really great documentary on where it was not possible that Berkowitz could have been the son of Sam, and that more than likely it was the murders were done by a cult. So it was so riveting and interesting, and I really thought it was great. Something that I'd absolutely a theory that I had never heard before, and I was so interested in hearing it. So, like I said, if you guys would like to, I definitely will be making some videos on that if you would like me to. Since now we have a way or a path to follow for American Horror Story season 11. So, yes, Zach, that guy, David Berkowitz, that's another one who is massive. And he was definitely active in the 70s. So, I mean, there's so many serial eaters out there that they could absolutely include. And hey, what's up, Mike? It is so great to have you here. And Debbie, thank you so much for being here. And White Bear. These crimes are horror stories. Absolutely. I completely agree. Um, I do want to say to Lover 32 that I have highlighted right here. He indicates, I heard they're not going to do a two-part. Now, again, I want to show you guys something, and I'm going to again screen share my screen with you because we are going to go back up and take one last look. And doesn't the connection right there, doesn't that give you double feature vibes? I really hope that this is something different, maybe such as like a braid of fabric in some way. I don't know. But we have October 19th, which is going to be the premiere date. And that is going to be so wonderful because that means, oh my God, we got 3 weeks, guys. We got 3 weeks. Holy macaroni. That is awesome. So, what do you guys think about that? Do you get vibes of double feature whenever you see how the two tongues are connected in that actual promo? Because I definitely do. And so I so hope you're right, Lover 32. I hope they are not connected. but it really does seem that those two that the two promo pics are absolutely connected together. So I don't know. Maybe you guys will actually help me. Mike Gedney, I love you, Mike. It is so great to have you as usual. Mike is one of, oh, Mike, I'm so surprised that you are not an admin. Wait, it doesn't even give, there it is. Put user in time. No, I don't. Oh, I think maybe they've actually changed their thing where maybe they can't do that. But anyway, Michael, you are absolutely loved by this channel. So, um, and I do agree. Okay, I want to say something about the marketing this season because even though we do have American Horror Story season 11, finally some information out. It's going to be New York City. And when it came out this weekend, I was happily with my mother and my brothers and my sister-in-law and my kids. I was having the best time with my family. So when I heard about New York City coming out, I just thought, I'll wait because it started as a rumor. A lot of people were saying this is a rumor. It's unconfirmed, and then other news outlets were reporting that it was confirmed. So I just wanted to wait until it was confirmed. So now that it has been confirmed, thank you guys for your patience because I was spending a lot of wonderful time with my family. So, but it absolutely is chaotic. And I think I truly understand why. And that's because Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk and all of them put so much of their commitments into the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series, into the Watcher, I guess that's coming out. And so many right now that Ryan literally has coming out around this time. It feels honestly ridiculous that you would that or I don't know, maybe he's not the one actually making the decision. Maybe it's FX, maybe it's their marketing team. I'm not sure, but I have control over my books and everything. I have control over publications, and I cannot imagine putting out 4 books, all, individual, stand out, even with help in like a certain time of like of a 4 to 6 month difference in between the 4 books. I could not imagine doing that. Therefore, I don't know how Ryan can do that. And I have 4 books that I could probably just clean up in editing and then just, get out there. But when you want something to be good, you want something to be good. You're going to put your time on it. And I want to know what you guys think as well. Let's talk very quickly, just a few short minutes about the Jeffrey Dahmer story that they put on Netflix, because I definitely agree with White Bear. It was so chaotic this year. And I truly believe that the reason why is that they are giving up so much of their marketing to the other shows to promote them. And it's like they're forgetting our American Horror Story. I mean, yeah, thank you so much, Blaze. Blaze said Ryan is a busy man. I agree, and I got a parody coming out about that. So, Zach, that guy says, I think Ryan learned his lesson. Hopefully, it stands for time connecting, like the past kissing the present. I just hope it's 2 moments in time instead of 2 stories. That would be fantastic. So, let's talk very quickly, guys, now about the monster, about the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Um, what did you guys think about that? I mean, I, I okay, I enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed it. However, I didn't enjoy it once I realized that the families of the victims kind of really get nothing, and that there's still no memorial for the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer like it was promised. So it's trending right now. And if you saw earlier when I was doing my screen share that Jeffrey Dahmer is trending, a lot of people are pissed at, really pissed at Netflix and Ryan Murphy Productions that they didn't take any of the profits given to them and given to the families of Jeffrey Dahmer. So, okay, sorry, not to the families of Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm sorry. My mind is just moving a little too fast. It's to the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer, to the families of the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer. God, I feel like I'm in Meet the Spartans where it's like, today is the day that we will die. Everybody's like, what? I meant they die. Today is the day that they will die. Today is the day that they will die. So, excuse me. I really, I mean, I agree with that. I absolutely sympathize with those families, especially the young man, Tony, who was deaf. Oh my God, my heart went out to him so much. He was, uh, I loved his character. And the fact that he was not even allowed to live is just messed up. That this person, this wonderful person that should be alive in this world making a difference, isn't. So, with Ryan Murphy's shows such as American Crime Stories, American Horror Story, Feud, Revenge, or I was thinking Revenge, but wrong show. But of all these shows that Ryan and Brad do, one thing that they definitely have a handle on is humanity. They absolutely, such as, let's take for example, OJ, The People versus OJ, American Crime Story season 1. They really took a lot of what Marcia Clark was going through behind the scenes, a lot of the sexism that she faced, a lot of the racism that was faced by her associate Chris, and I mean, just so much that was behind the scenes that us as a regular viewer really kind of didn't see because it was the mid 90s, and back then people didn't stand up for women's rights. I mean, they stood up for it, but not like that. I mean, women in court back then could absolutely be ridiculed because they were a single mom and had to go home and take care of their kids. Now you get canceled for that shit, which in a way is good. So I love the way that Ryan and Brad and their writers capture the humanity, especially of the victims. In the OJ one, they really did put the humanity out there, sort of, with Ron and Nicole. They mostly focused on OJ and how his hubris was eventually what really put him into the black hole, so to speak, with his fans and with everybody. So in that sense, I absolutely loved it. I don't think they paid tribute to Nicole and Ron in any way. However, I think they really freaking did a great job um, covering OJ's ego and kind of like his thought process through the whole trial. Then again, though, the show did not give any money to Ron Goldman. They did not give any money to Nicole's family or anybody. Hey, Cami, it is so great to see you. Thank you so much for being here, hon. I appreciate it. Absolutely, darling. Whatever this account is, I don't know. I have heard about American Horror Story season 11. We talked about that in the beginning. So I will wrap up the conversation with that if you would like to stick around.
Hello.
And that's my sweet son. And if you guys are enjoying, and
I'm
this
trying
is
to
Cookie,
pinpoint myself.
thanks to Ray Ray, Cookie is now inside. Baby, please don't. It's fine, Ray Ray. Please shut the door, baby.
Dang it.
So I do understand that, Ron Goldman's family, Nicole's family, they did not benefit in any way whatsoever from American Crime Story. I honestly think Marcia probably benefited more because people kind of came to understand what she was up against and that this man was overwhelmingly guilty. And sadly, it was the system that got him free from it. So, okay. Yes. So, with that being said, I agree with the same thing with American Crime Story season 2. I think they did a great job capturing the essence of Versace, his family dynamic, who Andrew was. And okay, Cooksy, baby, I know mommy loves you too. I don't want to put red lipstick on you. So, you go lay down, okay? Go lay down. Go lay down. I'm sorry, guys. Cooksy wants to be part of the stream today. He's saying hi to everybody. So, um, Andrew Cunanan, it actually gave us kind of more understanding of the human side of them. And that's what I absolutely love when they do that. Same thing with the Monica Lewinsky story, they kind of gave us a little bit more personal background with, um, the Linda Tripp and Monica herself. And so that's just what Ryan and Brad are known for. And every show before that they've documented on true stuff, they have never given proceeds to any of the victims or the families. And I'm not saying that is anything bad whatsoever. If they want to do that, Cookie's giving me a shake. If they want to do that, that's great. That's their choice. They can do that. But if it hasn't occurred to them and they just don't think that, they should do it or whatever, that's their choice, okay? So for people to come out and say that Ryan and Brad are assholes because they're not giving money to the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer's. Okay, Cookie, seriously, mommy is really having a hard time thinking. Here, go on, baby. Cooksy, come on, step back, baby. Come on, baby. Step back. Thank you, sweetie. So the fact that people are upset that Ryan and Brad aren't doing this, it's not like Ryan and Brad are known for doing it. I understand people being mad if Ryan and Brad did that every time they did a season and they, covered a true crime or a true event. I would absolutely understand people's outrage if every single show, they donated to these people and to these victims. I would totally get that, but they haven't. So it kind of feels like people are kind of forcing them to do it, almost like they're the a-holes. And I mean, I know that there's a thread on Reddit like, am I the a-hole? But in this case, I understand why people are mad. Totally get it. But I don't think Ryan and Brad are the a-holes here. So please tell me in the comments, guys. I do want to know if you think that Ryan and Brad are the a-holes here for not contributing something to the funds to the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer. And you guys also think that they are a-holes for not trying to work harder and getting a memorial erected to these young men that have still never been done, which I thought that was really cool that they took down that building because who can imagine? I don't understand. If I lived in that building, I understand that's my home, but if something like that happened, that's so much bad karma. I don't think that that's something I would really want to absolutely be in. So, yeah, absolutely, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments if Ryan and Brad are the a-holes for not contributing money to the families of the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer. Because again, their past indicates that they don't normally do that. And again, that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. I am not calling them out for that. I'm They do them, honey. That's great. Keep bringing me more wonderful things. And Ryan and Brad aren't idiots. They do charity. They do give to charities. They do bring light to very important issues. So, in my opinion, they still do their due diligence, so to speak. Regardless if it's money or activism, they still do that. Okay. So again, let me know. What do you guys think? Are they the a-hole or not? So I would really appreciate it. Um, let's see. So Cheshire Wolf 420 says, I think they could at least do something to help push for the memorial. I wouldn't necessarily call them a-holes. After all, how often do you hear someone profiting off of a story of a victim? The thing is now is that there is a law that if you are convicted of a crime, you and your family, none of you can write books on it to profit off that crime. Now, the victim's family, they can write books, they can do appearances, they can profit all they want to on it. But let's say, for example, if I had an older sister who was Eileen Warlos, and I could not profit anything off of her whatsoever, off of what she did or her story, or tell anything about her story for profit. So, yeah, I mean, at least they've done that where Ryan and Brad and these writers aren't actually like they didn't actually do anything to perpetrate the crime. So I have thank you so much, Cheshire Wolf. Let's see. Soldier 81 is asking if Evan Peters is coming to AHS this season, and so far we do not know, darling. He just finished Monster, and the performance that he gave us with Monster, he should get an Emmy nom, at least an Emmy nomination. Nomicon. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm thinking about Necronomicon. He should at least get a nomination and a win. So, absolutely. He will, as far as we know, he will not be back. Debbie Ebby says serial eaters should never have names or faces. Most of them want notoriety, so they should only have a number like SK216 and never receive fan mail or any profit whatsoever. I agree, and I thought that that was so messed up that in the part of Monster, in the season finale of the 10 episode run, that Jeffrey was getting like love letters and he was getting money. He was getting money from people to pay for his commissary. This man did terrible things to innocent children. And I'm sorry, I know some of these people were adults, but some of these people were children. Okay, so he did despicable, horrible things to children and adults. For anybody to send him money or a love letter, I hope that they go exactly where he goes. Now, I'm not going to lie. One time I did send Charles Manson a letter because I wanted his autograph, and this was in college. This is when I was young and I was stupid and I really didn't know any better. And I wasn't sending him a letter to say, oh my God, Charlie, I love you. Please write me back. No, 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 no. I was just letting him know I was a psychology student and I just wanted to ask him some questions. And would he mind writing me back so I could ask him some questions? And he never did. But I just thought it would be cool, like, to ask Charlie Manson some questions or even just get his signature or anything like that. So, yes, I am, in that reason, guilty of that. And I'm not going to lie. Had he actually written me back, I probably would have it a little framed right here to let you guys know this sick son of a bitch actually answered my questions. But yeah, I mean, we all definitely have our moments of ick. I should say that was probably my moment of ick for you guys. For me, Whiteberry Productions says, to be honest, if they spend time on filming the episodes and taking a long time on the marketing, just delay it. It's just simple. I definitely agree with that. And I think too that if the show would have literally just came out and said, hey guys, we got a lot coming out for you this year. We have stories, we have Monster, we have The Watcher, and then oh my God, I know I'm forgetting a couple of others. But if they just would have came out and said, look, we have so much stuff coming out. We're going to delay American Horror Story by, maybe January or something like that. Us as fans, we would have been fine with it. But to not give us anything until 3 weeks before the first episode, I mean, yeah, kind of feels like I don't matter anymore. Thank you so much, Cheshire Wolf. They said most of the time they don't donate money to the victims of the family. Yes, that is right. Ryan and Brad do not. However, they do some due diligence and they do bring to light certain things and they do actually, I don't know if I would go so far and say that they do, charity work or shit like that. They're rich guys now. So it's not like they're going to actually go out there and get their hands dirty, but they do try to give back in a way other than funds. So, yes, finna do that says before this came out, most of them were just numbers or people he killed. And I do agree with that completely. I I mean, I kind of knew some of the names of the victims, I knew the number, but obviously not the circumstances and who they were as people, their aspirations, or the fact that they had a family that loved them or that they were on their own. It's just, yeah, I absolutely, I love your comment. You finna do that. I absolutely agree that Monster or that the Jeffrey Dahmer series did do that. And that I think is what Ryan and Brad were aiming for rather than trying to make money. And I mean, absolutely, I could be wrong in this, but I think they did it more for the way that they do everything else. They do it because they want the victims known and they want people to know why. because even for me, before I saw Monster, I really didn't. I just thought, when this happened, I was in middle school, and I just thought that Jeffrey Dahmer was just some insane, crazy guy who was a serial eater. And I didn't really understand too much of it because I didn't really want to. But when you actually have these, documentaries that come out that actually let you know this is what happened to them, this is how it started, this is when and where, it gets so fascinating. Woo! It gets so fascinating. Blaze, I do not have time to talk about 911. I do apologize though. I haven't seen Monday's episode yet, but I'm all caught up and I really absolutely love it. So I probably should start reviewing 911. No name though. So glad to see you, hun. I have missed you. I haven't seen you in the comments in a while, so it's great to see you. No name though says, I just think series like this are just so incredibly distasteful. I get it, but it shouldn't be entertainment. Okay. Thank you so much for saying that. No name though. I really appreciate you putting that opinion in there. Because I mean, that is true. I mean, it is marketing and profiting off of these poor people who are no longer with us because Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't loved as a baby. I mean, yeah. Dead Pop Star, so great to see you too in the comments. They said, true, oh, nothing, especially when there's no precedence. Again, they are artists making art based on reality in a respectful way to the in real life victims as well. And, I guess that's another thing. I mean, maybe, maybe No Name, though, I don't think they saw it as entertainment. Maybe they saw it as more informative. Because I do want to say one thing very quickly, and then we're going to wrap up the Jeffrey Dahmer talk, and then we're going to wrap up with the season 11 discussions for those of you who are hanging on for that. I do want to say that American Horror Story season 11, there has been really no news. There's been nothing to do. And I have been sitting here and see on my channel, like, what am I going to make? What am I going to do? So I do have some things planned for October that I have started to film. Definitely going to be recommendations for great scary movies for you guys. Scary shorts I'm going to have on here for you. And I have decided to make my channel only American Horror Story and true crime. So I have decided to go on ahead and just kind of stop everything else. I'm going to still do theories though. Don't worry. I'm still doing theories. So when I say AHS, I mean parodies, theories, predictions, reviews, after shows. So all of that bundle goes in with American Horror Story. So it's almost like wipe on for American Horror Story and then wipe on for true crime. So I thought about just making a separate channel for it, but I've worked so hard on this channel already, and to start another channel again would just be. I thought about just keeping Mondays or Murder, so I'm still going through that and working on that. So we'll see. But I just want you guys to know that that is what my channel is going to evolve into, because I'm just so sad that American Horror Story, again, now that the seasons are so far along and we're now in season 11, they're not giving us as much information as we as used to. So I only have 3 weeks of speculations and best fan theories, and I mean, I can't fit all of that in there. So again, I one of my other passions is true crime, and I don't do true crime to for entertainment. I do it because I genuinely want to help crimes get solved. And in the first season that I did of Mondays or Murder, which is the true crime channel I started a couple of years ago, I did 10 episodes, and I think 7 were solved after they were aired. Now, I'm not saying that, they were solved because of me. No, it was just all a coincidence. But that's the whole point of doing them, is so that way eventually these cases will be solved. I want to take a lot of unknown minority cases, a lot of especially minority cases, and tell them with tell their cases, tell their story, and see what we can do to help their crime get solved. So again, if you haven't seen my Mondays Are Murder channel before, that's perfectly fine. I understand. I'll link it in the comments if you guys want to check it out. Eventually, I think I am going to delete it and then just re-upload those videos with updates on this channel to start the true crime system going on the channel. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. If you guys would watch the true crime, if you don't think you would want it, I mean, any of your feedback would really be helpful. I also thought about doing reactions to stuff from American Horror Story, but I sadly tried to upload one of them and then I got hit with a huge copyright strike. So I just like I can't win on YouTube. So I'm trying to do something that's not going to get me struck. Zach, that guy says, I forget about Blaze's picture every time. And then and then I come back on here and choke laugh every time I see it again. Guys, in case y'all forgot too about what Blaze's picture looks like, it's from I think that's Holly from Dance Moms. And it's hilarious. It is hilarious. Yeah, every time I see it too, I always laugh myself silly. So I agree. I love it. I love it. Absolutely. So thank you so much. Yes, Zachary Quinto, I guess, is returning to season 11 from what I'm hearing. So thank you so much, White Bear Productions, for putting that into the comments and for keeping us a queen informed. You are wonderful. Mike, thank you so much for saying, love the Mondays Are Murder series, Mary. It was one of my favorites. Thank you so much. Debbie, I watch that chapter. I watch Mike all the time. I love his accent. I love it when he says tree. I love that chapter. I watch his uploads every Tuesday and every Friday at 2 o'clock. So I agree with you. She says that chapter is my current favorite true crime show right now until Mondays Are Murder comes back. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. That is very sweet. Soldier81 asks a question. If I could pick 5 AHS regulars to return, who would I choose? They would want Jessica Lange, Frances Conroy, Angela Bassett, Gabby, and Evan Peters. Okay, yeah. Okay. Let's get going here. Kathy Bates, number 1. Emma Roberts, Leslie Grossman, Billy Lord, and Evan Peters. Those are my 5. Now, it's just because I'm forced to choose, guys. Please don't come for me in the comments because I picked them. Yeah, Cami, I'll send you the links, my darling. And guys, absolutely, I will put the link to Mondays Are Murder into the comments. So thank you so much, Kristen, for telling me that. I really appreciate it because I make these videos for you guys and I like to make what you guys want to watch. And if you would not want to watch that, then I'm not going to make it. So, like I said, American Horror Story, true crime. So, again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I know, Zach, I hope we get to see Kathy Bates and Billy Lord. And Cami, you're amazing, darling. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. So, let's go on ahead, guys, really quickly, and let's talk about season 11 very quick before we come to an end of the live stream. I need to go on ahead and whip up some dinner for my children and pack backpacks. So I would like to say that, and a huge shout out to my sweet son, Raiders World. He is my sweet everything. I love him so much. And shout out to him. Really quickly, though, I want to say Cheshire Wolf 420 says Kathy Bates, Sarah Paulson, Angela Bassett, Evan Peters, and yeah, Billy Lord. Ooh, I love your picks. Okay, so again, we're going to get New York City, the theme for this season. And again, it's going to cover certain things like the blackout that happened in New York City in 1977. I assume that's the one they're talking about. There's a couple of blackouts that happened in New York, but the most infamous one is the 1977. Seriously, guys, if you have some time tonight after you've put your kids to bed, maybe you just want to go downstairs and chill with a glass of wine, maybe roll up a big fatty and just chill, you need to watch or read about the blackout of New York in 1977. People literally lost their stuff. It was insane. And I really do hope that the show includes it. I think it would be also incredible for them to start including the AIDS crisis. And out of all five of those serial eaters that I discussed, my top two that I would hope the show would cover would either be Son of Sam, which it would seem like since that one was the most infamous, that is the one that they will cover, or Joel Rifkin. And then, of course, there is the Long Island serial victims. But I don't know it. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly when that began. I know they just recently started like discovering the leftover cereal boxes, so to speak. And I'm so sorry again about the terminology. Freaking YouTube is literally resorted me to calling a poor victim a cereal box. Jesus, victims, please forgive me. Okay, so I'm excited about the potential for this season. We only have 3 weeks left literally, and it's going to be on Hulu. So, I am going to do best fan theories. So, after this video processes, if you guys would absolutely love to put your fan theory in the comment section, I will take the my most favorite 10, not the most voted up 10. I'm going to take my top 10 and I'm going to make a video about it. And then, of course, I will make a different video about my theory regarding the season. Hopefully, I'll have those up soon for you guys. So make sure to include your fan theory in the comments of this video. So, also, what do you guys think? I mean, are you guys excited? Do you think that this is going to be somewhat of a more decent season? Do you think that maybe this is, going to be great? I mean, I have to say, I'm nervous because Double Feature had such great potential. And now New York City has such great potential. And what if it lacks because they gave so much love to all the other shows that American Horror Story season 11 didn't get love? Oh my God, guys, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous about season 11. I really am nervous. I mean, seriously, are you guys a little nervous about this? Oh, thank you guys. I hope some of you are at least a little bit. Cheshire Wolf 420 says, the gay bar killer of New York. I think he was in the 70s. Little known serial killer, if I remember correctly. Cheshire Wolf, if you wouldn't mind, if you have the name of that, if you could put that in the comments, I would be grateful. And Chase, it is so great to have you here, honey. You have literally been with my account since the beginning. So thank you so much. What do you want to say, Raider?
I want to chill here because my phone's about to die.
Oh, okay. My son just wants to say hello really quickly.
I want to stay here. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so this is perfect time then to wrap up the live stream because Cookie and Raider are trying to take
Cookie!
over.
Good.
Thank you guys all so much for being here for this long presentation of the American Horror Story Weekly Wednesday live stream. I will be back next Wednesday and I will have more videos out for you this week. Don't forget, guys, if you liked the video, please thumb it up. Give it a great big thumb up, not a finger up, I would really appreciate it. Let's give it the right finger, okay? And yeah, excited for Halloween, excited for season 11, and excited to talk to you guys about it. Y'all are incredible.
That was pretty funny.
Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to. And
Pretty
yeah,
funny.
love you guys very much. Take it easy. Enjoy your Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, I said basket case, October lover. Basket case.